Hello, everybody. So happy Sunday evening. It's 6:21 p.m. here in Phoenix. Hopefully, you guys are doing good this Sunday evening. Righteous Monkey is waiting, has been waiting, and three other people. So thank you guys for joining. Just want to log on and say hi. How's you guys' weekend? What'd you guys do? Where'd you guys go? Um, and just touch base with you guys today. So I'll just wait for everybody to come on in. This is probably the earliest I've ever done a live session. It's usually later, 7, 8, 9 Arizona time. Probably not nine, but yeah. So I I figure that people are probably busy on Sundays, right? Church, family, grocery store, right? Getting ready for the long week. Righteous Monkey, we are in Arizona. Hello, everyone. So, Righteous Monkey, thanks for joining. Um, you're in Arizona, so you're a local, right? You kind of see what's going on out there, right? Tucson. I've been to Tucson. I've interviewed there a few times, and it's definitely there. All the parks that I visited. I don't know if it was Pioneer Park or Military Park. I don't know what they call it, but I went there. It's lots of people everywhere. Lots of blues down there as well. So pretty sad that it's everywhere. What'd you do this weekend, Righteous Monkey? Where'd you go? What'd you do? The weather here in Arizona is really beautiful, right? So it's really nice, perfect. It's not cold, it's not hot. So I'm loving it. Alma, hello, Dios te bendiga grandemente con tu familia. Gracias, Alma. Alma says, God bless you immensely and your family. Thank you, Alma. Um, Righteous Monkey says, yeah, I'm an addict with 4 years clean after 13 years of opiate abuse. Congratulations on your recovery, Righteous Monkey. Keep it going, right? So it's four, then five, six, seven, and forever and ever with your sobriety. So great job. You survived 13 years, right? Man, that's a long time, but glad you're on this side. Zenaida Yulful. Hello. Thank you, Zenaida. I appreciate you. I love everything you do for your community. Thank you. Trying to do as much as I can. Righteous Monkey says, shortly after getting out of my last rehab, I started a reselling business on eBay and been doing that full time. Uh, that's awesome. Um, we have the good fortune of being living in America where we can make anything, reinvent ourselves, right? We get a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance sometimes, and just working hard and lifting yourself up by the bootstraps and is sometimes enough for some people. Sometimes it's not for others, but congratulations to Righteous Monkey. Keep working hard every single day, man. That's how you get to where you want to get to. Vanilla Bean, good evening. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. So it's going to be a slow Sunday. It's going to be a small group today. I could tell already because there's 27 people, and probably because it's Sunday and it's early. Even though it's really dark here in Phoenix, it already got dark. The sunset and it's dark. It looks like it feels like it's 9, but it's 6:25. What else is everybody up to? So this weekend I was just interviewing people. Um, Today I sprayed uh, outside out front. I have rocks right for my lawn, so I have like all this funky these weeds, right? This ugly grass popping up in between the rocks. I had to go buy some weed killer and spray it down so it doesn't grow too much. Righteous Monkey says, "Yes, sir. I've never felt so strong minded. I'm truly selfish with my recovery. There's nothing good out there. I hardly leave the house. I'm totally content with my newfound life. Thank God." Absolutely, Righteous Monkey, man. That's a great story. Make sure you're passing it forward, paying it forward, letting other people know about the trials and tribulations of being out in the street and living that lifestyle and try to prevent people from going out there to begin with, right? Because that's how you really. That's probably gonna fix. That's how we're gonna fix this is by prevention, right? Michelle Trujillo, hello, Art. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Michelle Trujillo, I had a girlfriend in the fifth grade. I was in the fifth grade, and I think she was older. Um, I was in the fifth grade in California, and she was, man, I want to say she was like in the seventh grade. I think that was a long time ago. Her name was Michelle Trujillo. I'm sure it's not the same one, right? But yeah, I'm having a great Sunday, Michelle Trujillo. Thank you. I appreciate it. New Cap. Thank you. Yes. Eddie, what's up? Craig Krishnan, hello. I have not seen Carla since I interviewed Miggs last week when he got out, when he was released. That's the last time I've seen her. I didn't see them this weekend. I didn't go to that side of town. Lena V, hello. How are you, Lena? Hopefully you're doing good. Stay warm out there. Sandra Prayer, thank you for the work you were doing. Sandra, thank you. I appreciate your support. Always grateful. Val Bray, always look forward to listening and seeing you. Freezing in the UK. God bless. Freezing in the UK. Man, I was in the UK with the United States Navy a year after 9/11, and when I was there, it was overcast, no sun, rainy. Um, yeah, so it's definitely looks different than what I'm used to for sure. But thank you for logging on, Val Bray. I appreciate you all the way across the pond and the UK, United Kingdom. Righteous Monkey says, "Yes, sir. I started a channel recently sharing my story and experiences. I've been trying to upload daily, but business sometimes gets in the way of things. Plus, being on methadone makes me tired at times. Love the work you do, bro. You're great with uh, addicts and people in general. Thank you, Righteous Monkey." So, again, great. You have a channel. Keep sharing your story, inspire others, motivate others, help others understand that choice, that lifestyle is there's nothing good about it, right? It's a trap. So the video I posted today of a straight lace, right? He never told me his real name, but he said uh, his name was Straight Lace. I think he gets that from being locked up where they don't really trust people, right? So he said, "My name's Straight Lace." He said it's a trap, right? It's a trap. It's like a fly in a web, right? You can't get out. And thankfully, Righteous Monkey got out after 14 years of living that life. He got out, and now he's has his own reselling business on eBay. I think he said, and that's being successful. So that's congratulations. Not everybody makes it out. So that's hard work, perseverance, and can you imagine if you wouldn't have? Where would you be if you wouldn't have had those? If you wouldn't have lost those 14 years, right? So where would you be? What would you be doing? That's awesome. Not the same Michelle Trujillo. There are a lot of us out there. Yes. Gypsy, hello. Thank you for logging on. I appreciate you for logging on all the way in Texas. Did anybody else do anything? So I was just interviewing. Gosh, what did I do? Oh, my sister's birthday yesterday. Well, it was this past week, but yesterday was her like party. So that was fun hanging out with the family. Um, I had a lot of fun. So she had fun as well. So what did you guys do? Anybody do anything fun? Righteous Monkey. Thank you, Righteous Monkey. I appreciate you. I had a great sales weekend on eBay and just want to share the wealth. Here's a couple gowns for you. Absolutely, Righteous Monkey. Thank you very much. I appreciate your donation to the gas fund. uh, I'm hoping that there's going to be other righteous monkeys out there. Some of the people I've interviewed, there are a few stories, success stories, right? Um, that they've been clean, they're staying clean, and then there's others folks that relapse. So there's always hope in recovery, right? Right, we can pray for them and wish them well, and to get out of that mess. And unfortunately, some people succumb to that lifestyle. The Gabbies, the Blakes, the Dianas, the Manuels, all these people, they're really young and didn't get a chance, you know, to start their business, right? Start their eBay business. So let's remember them and honor them by ensuring that no other young people end up out there on the street, right? So Gypsy, thank you very much. I appreciate your generous donation of $9.99. You are awesome. Gypsy has donated some items. I'm going through your backpacks, Gypsy. I'm going to start filling them and creating little backpacks with all the items you've sent. And I appreciate you guys when you guys send stuff. That just goes straight out to the people that need it, right? I don't need toothpaste. I don't need toothbrushes or anything for me, right? But definitely, you guys, your heart is in the right place, and I love that. And that's what it's all about. That's what this community is all about. Is a lot of you guys aren't even in Phoenix, right? A lot of you aren't in Arizona. A lot of you aren't even in this country, but it's heartfelt, it's emotional. You guys obviously have compassion for your fellow human being, and in some way, in some shape or manner, you're trying to assist and help in whichever way you can. So I'm greatly appreciative because that lets me know that it hits a chord. These videos hit a chord with people out there because as humans, we don't want to see other people suffer um, or hurt. But what can we do, right? What can we do to shed light on this issue and help people? So the title, if you guys notice what I say in the title, um, sanitize life on the street, or do we show the reality, right? So, for example, um, I'll do little montage videos, right? So this morning, I uploaded a montage video, or maybe it was around noon. I uploaded a montage, like little sections of different videos, and it shows people, gosh, on their knees, digging through trash cans, uh, picking at themselves, doing things that we don't find we would normally not find dignified or decent or sanitary. But I think the majority of you folks. So the intent behind showing that people doing that, right, is that's the reality. That's how people live out in the street. That's how they survive. That's how they act. That's what drugs cause people to do to to go to that level. Uh, so to some people, it seems abhorrent. It seems awful, ugly, dark, and a lot of, I don't want to say a lot. Some people will comment and say, "Why do you show people at their worst? Why do you show people on the ground digging through trash cans, picking at themselves? Just, that's embarrassing. They should have dignity. They should be given dignity. They should be given privacy. What if their family saw them and it causes embarrassment?" So this is my response, and this is why I upload it, right? So the reason why I upload that is that we all need to see. So I see, when I'm out there on the street, I see that and 10 times worse on the street. There's things I can't show you on video because YouTube wouldn't allow it. They would take it down. I already know the YouTube rules, and I don't upload it because I simply know that YouTube wouldn't not allow it because it's too graphic, it's too intense, and it'll definitely ruffle your guys' feathers, especially the Karens out there, right? That get bothered by, there are people that wake up every single day looking for reasons to be offended. I know that for a fact. They're out there, right? We're surrounded by them, and those people, those two three people, the knuckleheads, I'm not going to allow them to dictate to me what I should post and not post. So I understand that's offensive, and oh my goodness, God, it's horrible that that you're showing that. So I know that you would rather stick your head in the sand and pretend that there is no issue out there, right? Poor homeless people know where to live. They're doing drugs. Oh well. But we have to show the reality of how they're living out there, right? Because not only does it affect them, but it affects us, the people that are out in the community, the people driving by, the people passing by to school, walking to school, the people trying to get on the bus, but they can't because they're trying to sit down at the bus stop, but they can't because you got all this madness taking over the bus stop. So people that need the bus have to be far away from the bus stop and have to flag the bus. Hey, I want to get on the bus. I just can't be on the bench because all this madness that's going on, right? So it's really important to show the reality of what is happening out on the street. Okay. And because by ignoring it, we're not going to accomplish anything. It's still going to be there, right? When you just ignore it, give them some privacy. They're out in public, they're out in the daytime. Okay? There is no privacy when you're out in public. Zero privacy, right? That's why there's 100. So it's been estimated that our image when we go out in public, right, to the store, to get gas, to school, to work, our image in one day is captured 300 times, right? By this camera, by the police, by the traffic camera, by school. There's cameras everywhere, right, that are capturing your image, right? I'm capturing images of people living the way they live, and I understand it's offensive to many people. It hurts your feelings. It's undignified, for everybody. I totally get that, right? I agree, but it's important to show it so that you could be so offended that you go to the people that can actually do something about it, right? It's not me. Don't be mad at me because I'm not telling them to do that, right? They're doing it on their own. You need to go to your be careful on who you vote as politicians because they're the ones that have the money, the resources, and the power to be able to tackle some of this stuff, right? We're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine the past couple of years, right? Can some of that, a portion, a fraction of it, be directed to Americans, right, that are suffering, right? Your sense of compassion and hurt feelings is misdirected when you send them towards me. And it's only a couple Karens ever on these posts, so but I'm just trying to address it in general so you guys kind of understand the mentality. I never laugh at these folks, I never giggle at them, and I don't condone that. uh, this is all for educational purposes so that the parents out there that have 15-year-old rebellious 15-year-olds, rebellious teens, they show them these graphic videos and say, hey, son, hey daughter, this is why you shouldn't do this. This is why you should just say no. This is why you shouldn't smoke anything that your friends give you, or be with the cool crowd, or whatever, right? So again, we're listening to Straight Lace today in the interview from today. He said it's a trap. I got caught up in the trap. Hey, Straight Lace, why do you think so many people are it's so prevalent amongst young people? He says it's the hype. It's just the hype. It's being hyped up, right? Whether it's social media, it's the music industry. I don't know who's hyping it up, because I've me personally, I've never heard of people hyping it up. But again, I don't. There's certain music that I don't listen to. There's some certain music, certain people, whether they're actresses or even politicians, they're just detestable, and I kind of don't listen to certain ideologues on, but so I kind of don't know. I'm out of the loop as far as what's being hyped up, right? Uh, but I've heard before that there's music, right? There's rap music that kind of does hype up blues and fetties and this and that, and I don't know because I don't listen to that stuff. But he said it's a trap, right? It's hyped up. It's a trap. You can't get out. Don't do it. I was doing it in the 90s. I was selling when I was in the 90s. I lost 10 years of my life being locked up. I'm out, and he's still in that trap, in the wheelchair. Lost his leg recently, like in November. He just lost his leg. He said, still out there, still stuck in that rut, man. It's really sad. Titanium Master, thank you very much for your donation, Titanium. I appreciate you. It's going to the gas fund. Don't sanitize. Please show the real situations, right? So, right, I think it's really important to show the reality, what substance abuse causes humans to become, to do, to act, right? Undignified, ugly, dark. We wouldn't want that for our family, for our friends. But these are somebody's friends, these are somebody's family, right? Light has to be shown on it. It has to be spotlighted so that uh, people are aware, right? Before I started doing this, interviewing people, I was one of the clueless people. I had no idea this was happening, right? Did not know what fentanyl was, didn't know what blues were. It was just a mystery to me. I researched, I learned, and I decided to pass that knowledge on to you folks so you can talk to your children, your family, your coworkers, your community, to make them aware. And I think that's how we're going to tackle it, right? I think that's how we're going to try to, I don't want to say stop it, but I think we'll put a dent in it, right? To save at least one life. Been doing this for over 2 years, hundreds of videos. I'm confident that these videos have saved one life. And to me, all this is worth it if one life has been saved, in spite of angering Karens out there, right? That are offended, they get mad, they this or that. Go write your politician, go hug a tree, go do whatever you need to do. I understand where you're coming from, but look at it the big picture, right? Try to leave your emotions out the door, right? Um, Set them to the side for a little bit and look big picture, right? So they're really not about you; it's about the big picture. So let's pray for Karens tonight. Titanium Master, thanks for going the extra mile and giving back to the community art. Thank you, Titanium Master. I appreciate you Gypsy, most have nowhere else to go. Absolutely. Lena B, don't sanitize. Yes. Gypsy, my husband, had tried to watch a video and he couldn't handle it. I've heard that from coworkers. I've heard coworkers tell me like, I can't watch a video because it just breaks my heart. So I understand that. I get it. I get it. It's not easy being the person, talking to these folks and hearing their stories and just the sadness and man, the things they go through. And again, it's really tough, for everybody involved. Jenny Jetta, they're numb, nothing, they don't care. If anyone, please keep posting. Please, been through it on methadone. It's really good. I wish we had interviewed Jenny. Will stay safe. Uh, Continue to stay sober using methadone. Keep fighting for your sobriety. Jenny's in Boston. She's she's in Massachusetts. We can't fix what we don't know is happening, right? Just ignoring it is why it's gotten so bad, right? Jupiter Radio, right? We try to. I believe that. I think that it gets worse when we don't deal with it, right? So, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. I don't know why. I don't know why they they struggle with it. Monet, good evening, Art. Go Cowboys. I'm watching the game. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing good. Sunday, getting ready for work. I got work tomorrow. Yay. So life is good. I'm blessed. Sandra Prayer. I've lived in Arizona most of my life. I left 15 years ago, military wife, military life. Now my husband has retired from the Marines. We wanted to go back home, but I've seen such dramatic changes in Phoenix over the past 5 years. Absolutely. Phoenix is the fifth largest city in the nation. And with big cities comes big problems, right? Big city, big problem. Homelessness, addiction, traffic, um, real estate is overpriced, right? Even to rent a home. That's what my interview today with Straight Laced. He's like, yeah, for a studio, $1,000 for a studio, where 6 months ago, a year ago, it was $500. And yeah, real estate goes up, real estate goes down, up and down, up and down, especially here in Phoenix. So yep, that's life is hard. It's not easy. Absolutely. Karen Howard, I've been clean 30 years. Wow, congratulations. Karen, keep it going. Another 30 and another 30 after that. Righteous Monkey, I see a lot of potential for Carla. Deep down inside, I feel she wants a better life. Yes, yes, there is a lot of potential for her. She just needs to make the choice to get well, like regain control of her life. Don't put it in anyone else's hands. Righteous Monkey is going to help me pray for Karen's tonight. Amber Gibson, hello, good evening. Almost 9 years sober for Amber. Congratulations, Amber. Get to 10 and go from there. Boom, boom, boom. Do it. Gypsy, my kids watch. Great. That's awesome. The mission statement of the channel is prevention through awareness. You know who I'm really talking to is kids. That's who I'm talking to, because they're so the young people are being solicited and sold, buying these pills on Snapchat, social media, behind your guys' back, right? So you guys that are parents, they're doing it behind your back and you're probably unaware. My kid doesn't leave the house. They just go to school, they come home. So my kids are good, but you don't understand that social media is a whole different world. So you guys have to be careful. Monet Rig 999. Thank you, Art, for all you're doing. God bless you. Thank you, Monet. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. I I went looking for Lulu this weekend, couldn't find her. You know who else I went looking for? I went looking for Aztec. Remember his finger jacked up, so I went looking for him to see if he still has a finger, still has a hand. Can't find him, so I worry about these people, man. Myra Cordero, keep up the great vibes. Art, thank you, Myra. I appreciate your support. Raina Wilson, hello, I'm doing great. Thank you, Raina. Hope you're doing good as well. Tiffany Rafanan, I would like to start a channel of my own, like yours, to bring awareness as well, but I don't know how to go about this and approach them. Uh, go in the daytime, go with somebody else, and be very careful. It's, you're not approaching people just to have a have a ask them about the weather. You're asking about some very intimate, personal details, right? Do you use drugs, basically? And so you have to be very careful if you do that. So good luck, Tiffany. Gypsy says, the one thing I really wish is that they would sterilize folks that are continually having babies addicted to drugs. I don't know why we don't have a program, right, in jail or somewhere that gives that option. Hey, you have five babies. We keep arresting you. You've told us you're battling addiction. Can we, I don't know. We'll do the sterilization for free. We will freeze your egg in case you get clean in the future. We'll tie you up. We'll give you a, I don't know. We'll do you compensate them? What do you do, right? I don't know, but I agree with these Gypsy. There's you got to do something because how many people I've interviewed that, oh, I have 5 kids, I have 6 kids, I have 7 kids, I have 8 kids, I have 15 kids. I forgot her name. Was her name Monique the other last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? 15 children, right? Where's your children at? Oh, they're with my son. So I'm not sure how true that is, but 15 kids, right? So it's a mess when when the government incentivizes you to have children and you don't have to worry about raising them because the government, us, basically the taxpayer, will take care of them, will subsidize them. Then what do you think happens? No penalties, no. Motherhood is great. Having children is a blessing, but you have to be responsible, right? You have to be a responsible parent. Um, and it's tough. It's really hard, and so that's one thing I dislike about our government is just there's no rules. Just we're gonna reward you for having multiple children with multiple men. Nobody has to be responsible, not the man, not the mom. The kids are raised in the system, and I'm telling you guys this not to be critical or mean or but because the people that I interview, they tell me that. They tell me their stories about when they were kids and what they saw as kids, right? So it's a mess. So we're not getting better, we're getting worse. Cynthia, hey Art, looking good as always. I wonder if these interviews, do they see themselves? Yes. Do they see themselves? Yes. A lot of people borrow phones on the street and say, hey, can I borrow your phone? Some people comment, a lot of people comment on their videos. Thank you for the support. I'm doing better. I'm clean. I'm trying to get clean. Some people don't comment, but they definitely read the comments and see the videos. Absolutely. Don Hummer, hello, how are you? What's happening to my there are no moderators today. Wow, that's really odd. Usually I have a bunch of moderators in here, which my moderators are super fans, right? So like Jeff, he's been a super fan for a year. He's been with the channel for like 2 years since I started, but he's been a super fan for a year. Ruby, Perry Ochoa. Um, am I missing anybody? Is anybody else a super fan? But China, which bans drugs, can learn from Singapore and China. China also has concentration camps, so Susie Lewis is in the UK, Liverpool, and she's checking in. So thank you, Susie. I appreciate you with your boxing gloves, um, helping the sensitive people out there. We all have different sensibilities, right? We're all some are more delicate than others, right? And so I understand that people get offended. Why do you show these videos? And their family can see them, digging in the trash or on the ground or behaving in a manner which was we wouldn't want that for our families. And I agree. Their families should go help them, right? So I've had people, family, family, they'll say, "Hey, why are you recording my son?" I'm like, "Hey, your son is 29 years old and your son volunteered to talk to me and share his story to help save somebody else's life." "Well, I don't like that. Take it down." I go, "Man, if you're so concerned for your son, you need to go help your son, right? Your 29-year-old son," right? So I understand it. I get it. Uh, the family doesn't want their dirty laundry aired. They don't want, it's embarrassing. I understand that. Go help your family. Go talk to them. Go help them, right? If you choose not to do that, if you can't do that, right? Because sometimes they don't want help. I understand. I get it. But when they want to share their story to help save somebody else, you can't have it both ways, basically, right? You're sticking your head in the sand and pretending it's not there, you know. So Lisa Marks, hi Art, hello Lisa. I wish they could show your videos in junior high and high school. It could save so many lives. God bless all you do from the Buckeye State. They'll never show these videos in school. Schools are controlled by political parties. They're not controlled by teachers. Teachers are controlled by political parties, unions, and whatnot, right? So it's too offensive, right? It's too racist, right? Because these folks are of this color are smoking, and not these people of this color. So racism, right? Our favorite word the past few years, racism. So, which is absolutely silly. If you put racism on everything, then everything racist, and that racism doesn't exist. It does exist. It's never going to away because it's a human condition, right? As long as humans exist, racism is going to exist, right? I've been the most racism I've ever experienced were from Black folks and from Hispanic folks, right? Yep. Other Mexicans of people of Mexican origin were being racist towards me, right? A lighter, right? A Hispanic, a light skinned Mexican is being racist towards me, right? Um, and so racism exists, but not the way the media and the politicians portray it, in my humble opinion, right? So, so yeah, don't be careful who you vote for. That's what I'm gonna say. Beautiful Jess XO. Your channel is the reason I know about the blues. So thank you. I educate my kids on it. That's the exact purpose right there. That's the whole intent, right? So prevention through awareness. If these videos educated you as a parent, You're gonna share that knowledge with your children, so that you're giving them tools and armament to be able to battle any influence, you know, friends, right? How many times have I asked in these interviews, how were you introduced to blues, 6 months ago, or a year ago when you started? My friends, right? That's like the number one response. My friends, right? Where are your friends at now? I don't know. 'Cause I've been out here for 6 months, a year. I don't know where my friends were, right? So, Righteous Monkey says, "Bro, I was honestly scared for you while interviewing Anthony. There were times when it looked like he was about to jump at you." He was just battling the voices, thoughts inside his own head. Um, the second time that I interviewed Anthony afterwards, he gave me a hug, right? So it's really, I can see where it's kind of scary or creepy when, so I'm talking to people sometimes and like they just venture off into space, right? They're they stay frozen, looking fixated at something, right? And Anthony does that because he hears voices in his head, right? He probably has ADHD. If something catches his attention, and he just goes that way. I have to kind of bring him back. Anthony, hey, come on back, come on down, join me, and yeah, I can see where that would be scary for some people, right? So it's a dangerous world out there, I certainly, that's with folks with that are battling mental health issues. You don't want to. Um, you'd rather not fight with them, because they're not mentally there. They don't understand the repercussions, right? If things got out of hand. So, but thankfully, I think he respects me. He talks to me. He appreciates that I'm trying to help him, and he gave me a hug. So I thought that was really cool. It's totally unexpected. I didn't expect that, but he gave me a hug. That's how much people need love sometimes, think about that, right? He needs love. Nobody gave him guidance or love or compassion, and so he seeks that even in me, right? The second time I've met him, and he hugged me, so I thought that was really cool. So prayers for Anthony and wherever he's at. Jasmine Gonzalez, I think you're my first um, super fan, my first moderator to pop up. Good evening, not me, always missing your live somehow, some way. Awesome, thanks for popping in. Myra Cordero, if I had to describe you, I would say you are a modern day superhero. Definitely am not. I promise you, I'm the most flawed human I've ever known in my life, right? I have so many imperfections, so many flaws. I fall short of any of that, trust me. But I am very principled, right? I am courageous in what I think, right? What I think is right. I balance it, right? Should I show this video, right? Yes, there's more good than bad from showing this video, right? Should I talk to this person? There's more good than bad, right? So I weigh things. I'm principled. I stick to my guns. I'm not always right. I don't always say things appropriately or the right way or this or that, but it all comes from the heart, So I'm genuine in that way. So Phoebe, I don't know where Phoebe's at. My dog, she's taking a nap. You really are. I'm really human. Let's put it that way. We're all human, right? I think I did a live session in the past few weeks where I told you guys we're all flawed. We're all broken humans, all of us, right? The people that I interview on the street, they're flawed, they're broken. It's just some of us, some of you guys in the chat, me, we can hide it, mask it, cope with those flaws and breakage, we deal with it differently. We can cope with it, we can handle it, we can manage it. Some of the folks out in the street, right? Some of you guys, right, that are in recovery, you guys overcame those challenges and are out coping with your challenges better than you were back then. So we're all flawed, we're all broken, we all need help and guidance and compassion. To give compassion, to receive compassion, you got to give it, uh, and and it works both ways, right? So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. Myra, if you need me, my sons and I will help you any day. Awesome, Myra. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Veronica Flores, exactly, Art. Good words. Shannon's Rambles, Truth. Hiyoka Hazel. I'm not broken, but the cracks definitely show. Those are just wrinkles. Put some cream on it. Put some vitamin E. You'll be fine. Hiyoka Hazel. Beautiful Jess 520 baby. Tucson, right? So yeah, I need to go to Tucson. So I was talking to Billy the barber, right? He cut my hair on Saturday. So yesterday morning, cut my hair, and he's gonna go in February to El Paso to Albuquerque. So I'm gonna try to tag along, try to go down there. So that'd be awesome if I get to see if I saw folks in Albuquerque. So that'd be awesome. Righteous Monkey, that was so cool of whoever volunteered their time to do Migs and Carla's hair. My mom is a hairstylist, so I showed her the video. She liked it a lot. Her name is Myra. She's a subscriber. She's been watching my channel for a while. She is awesome. She's amazing. She kind of likes hanging in back behind the scenes. She doesn't like too much notoriety, but I appreciate her time and effort to go and make their existence a little bit happier, right? So people will say, so here's the Karens again, right? The same Karens, right? A Karen alert. They'll say coloring their hair, cutting their hair is going to do zero for their addiction, right? It's not gonna help them. And and I say, you know, first off, right, it's not you donating your time or your effort to cut their hair, right? Okay, so that's point number one. Point number two is absolutely helping somebody boost their self-esteem and their confidence and the way they see themselves in the mirror about how they look could potentially help them realize that they need to go back to being themselves and get away from that life. Uh, um, Carla had matted hair for months. Can you imagine a 19 or like your 19-year-old daughter, right, having matted hair for months? She's not able to comb it for months. What would happen to her self esteem, to her confidence, right? So I'm thankful and grateful that Myra, the hairstylist, volunteered. Right, that probably tugged at her heart. So, oh my gosh, she has matted hair for months. I volunteer. I want to step up and make her uh, day. Right, I'm going to volunteer my time, my effort to help her feel better about herself. Right, so to me that seems like common sense, but those Karens, man, they lurk out in the woodwork, right? They might be hearing these comments, they're definitely watching the videos, and they make their presence known, right? It's like Karens in the wild, right? When Karens attack, and they'll definitely attack, and I think they do that to make themselves feel better, right? Because it's always the people that never give, right, are the biggest Karens attackers, right? So they'll say, you know, why are you giving them toiletries, right? Why are you cutting their hair? Why are you giving them like you've never given anything, so why would you care about what other adults do with their donations or time or whatever, you know? So it's like the weirdest thing, you know? They feel the entitlement, right, to tell others to give other adults directives on how what they should do, not do, right? Other Karens are, why do you waste your time on MIGs, right? Again, that sense of entitlement to tell me, a grown ass man, what I should do with my time, right? Who I should talk to, who I should not talk to, right? That's Karen entitlement. That's what I'm gonna name it now. Anytime I see I'm attacked by a Karen, I'm gonna give it Karen entitlement. So let's be on the lookout. Be careful with those Karens. Veronica Flores, are you coming to Albuquerque? Yes, for the second time, I was there last year with Billy. He took me to the War Zone in Albuquerque. They have an area called the War Zone, but to me, everything looked like the War Zone. So yeah, I need to go back to Tucson. I need to go this year. I'm going to LA to Skid Row. Uh, I definitely want to go there. So I'll be going this year. I still want to do a meetup, right? So we get together. Karens stay home. Karens are not invited. Um, so we'll do like a meetup in person and say, hey, Lost in Phoenix family, nice to meet you guys. It'd be really cool to hang out with you guys. Daisy Duran, hello. I love watching your interviews. Keep it up. So I I uh I open this usually when I do a live session. I limit who can comment to subscribers, but today I see a lot of names that I've never seen before. So make sure you subscribe, right? So a lot of people say, "How can I help?" Right? I don't have any money. I don't have nothing to donate or send, but how can I help? You can help by watching the videos, by subscribing, by liking, because the YouTube algorithm really likes that. And what they do is they um, spread the videos out into the world, right, out into the universe. That's probably why we have people from the UK right now, right, in our chat from because not because I know anybody from the UK, because YouTube algorithm sent the videos out all over the world. So make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, do all that stuff. Blue Thunderbird, hello, hola, no Karens allowed, none at all. Shannon's rambles, be careful. Meetups sound good. Yep, meetups, that'd be cool. Juliana Sanchez, what is going on with a Karen? I just got here. It's just the title that I put, right? Sanitize the videos, right? So, people get offended, right? They'll say in the comments, why do you, especially on TikTok, right? But we've already talked about TikTok people. They have their attention span is a lot shorter than you folks. So I give them grace and understanding. But there are Karens on YouTube. They'll ask in not civilized way sometimes. Well, maybe in a civilized way, but I just feel like they're like attacking me. Like why? They'll say, why do you feel the need to post videos showing people at their lowest moment, digging through trash, crawling on the ground, um, picking at themselves, doing all these things that are just you wouldn't want their family to see, their children to see. Um, and I say, so my response is simply, the reason I show these videos, right, is not to laugh at them or mock them, make fun of them, not because that lifestyle is not funny. This isn't for entertainment. This is educational, and just because you don't like history, right? You don't burn books, although some people want to burn books, right? You don't remove statues, right? Although some people do remove statues because they want to erase, they want to sanitize history, right? And so I'm not like that. I'm of the mindset of That's exactly what it is. We need to learn from it. You can't go back and sanitize. And I'm saying this is what's happening out in the world, right here in Phoenix. I'm shedding light on it, right? Um, if their families are offended, great. Be so offended that you're gonna go grab your family member and take them to treatment. Help them, right? Um, I know it's hurtful and hurts feelings, and they say dignity. You're not giving them dignity, right? And I say they're battling addiction, right? They're going through something that we wouldn't want our family or friends to go through, and addiction is causing them to lose their dignity, right? I'm not taking their dignity. I'm simply recording what's out in public, right? I'm not going into somebody's house and recording their privacy, what they do in their home. They're out in public in broad daylight doing all this craziness. So that has to be seen so that people can understand what is happening, right? Ukraine, we saw these images of Ukraine, all this craziness in Ukraine, all this disaster in Ukraine. And so that tugs at our heart. And so we send billions of dollars to Ukraine to help those humans out over there. I've never been to Ukraine. I'm never going to go to Ukraine, just like most of you guys. But we all want to help to save humans. But they showed those pictures, right, of the war torn area and the disaster and just people losing their lives. Here, people are losing lives as well. And so we have to document that, even if it offends your sensitivities, your feelings, right? Again, Karens are people that wake up every day and they look for reasons to get offended. Every day they're looking for reasons to get offended, right? Those are Karens. And unfortunately, we have some of those. They're here, they're everywhere, right? But I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I don't sanitize, right? There's a lot of stuff that I've recorded, but that YouTube won't allow to go up because it's against guidelines. It's too graphic, right? And so what I upload is not graphic if it's going to hurt your feelings. So um, Chaparra, hello, how are you? Thanks for joining. Ashton Choches, Chokes. Does doing this affect your mental health at all? I get asked that question so much, but yeah, my answer is I have the my personality is well suited for this. Um, I think most people wouldn't be able to do this. I think to go out in public and have conversations and kind of see the craziness that's out there, unfortunately, right? Um, my personality is well suited, right? I've been in the military. I, I received EMT training. When I went to Phoenix College. I received my EMT certificate. Uh, I'm I'm able to handle this stuff. I think I feel good. I feel good. The past 2 years, although it's sad and it makes me feel good because I know I'm helping people, right? If I was just hitting my head on a wall and not going anywhere, then why do I keep hitting my head in the in the wall, right? Why does that keep happening? It hurts after a while. But I think progress is made. We're like a drop of water, right? We're like a drop of water um, that's hitting like a rock. Eventually, that rock, there's going to be a hole in the middle of that rock because of that drop of water. right? You just have to remain consistent. You have to remain constant. So that's what I try to do: be consistent and constant. So Mary Lechuga, hello. Bean cheese Karens. Gypsy, we can't educate unless we understand what the reality is in bigger cities. I live in a small town and this happens, but we just don't see it. Jeff, hey Art, I didn't get a notification. So YouTube is funky sometimes, right? They'll notify, so they won't notify. It's a YouTube thing. So sorry guys. That's probably why there's not a lot of people. Usually there's a lot of people in here, but it's okay. Things happen. Robin Walker Art, you have a good combination of creating awareness and compassion. Got to balance it out, right? So I think um I think my heart's in the right place, right? So I think God puts me where I need to be, gives me the tools needed, gives me the understanding, the compassion, the definitely not perfect though, absolutely. Okay, just to get that out there, guys. I'm I'm super imperfect. I probably definitely always be like that all my life, but every day I try to improve. I try to get better, and it starts with me, right? It starts with me. If I want to see a better world, I have to be a better person participating in that world, right? We can't go blame it on the politician. We can't blame it on the government. Can't blame it on our parents. Can't blame it on our upbringing. Can't blame it on our race. Can't use that card forever. It doesn't work. You know, it's you. It's really you. David Calderon, wishing you a great week, brother. Thank you very much, David. Haven't seen you in a while. We need to let me know when you're in Phoenix. Text me. Really good guy, David. He's an awesome dude. So hopefully I see you again, David. Uh, Stay safe out there. Jeff, Art, you've always improved yourself. Yeah, I think we have to get better. We have to improve our situation. I think as you get older, you we should be improving, and I feel I'm better now than I was in my 20s, right? Being more understanding, more knowledgeable. If I knew then what I know now, right? It's like the cliche thing to say, but it's so true. And so us people that are mature or we've learned things, what are we passing on that knowledge to the younger generation, or letting them know that you really don't know anything. Hey, young generation, you really don't know anything. And so we definitely need to respect the young generation, but um, allow them to grow and make mistakes. But the difference between like when I was younger and making my mistakes versus this new generation and their mistakes is that they're not coming back from their mistakes, right? They make the mistake of smoking these pills and they're literally not waking up. There's like no second chance, right? So that's the difference, right? So I asked the gentleman today in the interview, straight lace, I said straight lace used to deal G, right? Which is glass, math. Used to be a dealer back in the 90s, right? And now, after being locked up for a decade, now there's blues. Now that you come out into the street, there's blues. What's the biggest difference between what you saw back then and what you're seeing now? What's the biggest difference? He says, people are dying. People are dying at a higher rate now than back then. So I think we need to be more hands-on, right? I think in the past let them make mistakes. They'll learn. They'll learn from their mistakes. We can't really be so blasé and passive. We can't really say that no more because they're not coming back. They you you can't learn from a mistake that takes your life away, right? So Susie Lewis, oh my God, I'm so tired. Trying to hang on. It's 2:20 a.m. Go to sleep, Susie. Go to sleep. Thank you for logging on, Susie. She's in the UK, Liverpool. Uh, Thanks for logging on, gracing us with your presence, Susie. You have a good night. Rest. We'll talk soon. Eric Matthews, any update on Maggie? I have not seen Maggie since that day that I met her. She's in a wheelchair. She lost her foot, and she sang. She has a really good voice, right? Haven't seen her, unfortunately. I haven't heard from her. Hopefully, she's doing better. Hopefully, she's doing good. Danielle Williams, yes, yeah, a couple people have, but thankfully, nothing's happened. So Jeff, watching this channel, I've stepped back a few times and looked at my life and seen things that I needed to improve on. Absolutely. Uh, I think we all need to be vulnerable and say, how can I get better? How can I improve? I don't have to wait, right, in January to New Year's resolution. Like I need to, I need to try to get better every day. And, you know, I think as long as we push ourselves to be open to improving, I think that's great. I think that's an accomplishment in and of itself. Jasmine, truth, I've had two old friends pass from fentanyl overdose within the last year. My condolences, Jasmine, to for the loss of your friends, to their families. It's really unfortunate, but it's everywhere, right? It's really everywhere. Daisy Duran, I would like to do what you do. Do you think it's dangerous as female to interview? It's definitely dangerous, regardless. It's just dangerous, regardless of sex. But I can see where it would be a little bit more dangerous for a woman out there. Um, I would say that if you feel like doing this in your community, do it. Just be very careful, right? Like me, I'm very safety aware, like safety conscious. Like that's my number one concern is that, right? Protecting myself. Um, so when you need help now, police are minutes away, right? So you have to defend and protect yourself, and the first way to do that is by getting um, not putting yourself into a precarious situation. So I'm able to go alone. I go alone when I go because I feel comfortable. I, I I'm good, right? I'm pretty good at what I do. So, um, but when you're starting off, you have to be. I think you should be very careful. Go with people. Go as a group, and just try it out. Just try having conversations with people. Just be careful. Lucan Chirby, were you once an addict? No, never. I think I smoked marijuana when I was like 15 or 16, a long time ago, but nah. So um, in a in one of the videos that I put, just say no, right? You had a Karen, forgot the name of the Karen, but a Karen says, yeah, kind of mocking me, right? You sound like Nancy Reagan. Just say no didn't work in the 80s, so it's not going to work now, right? Kind of like mocking what I'm saying. And so I said, hey, Karen, just say no worked for me and a lot of other people that I know, right? So if it didn't work for you, Karen, that's you, right? That's your story, right? So I think there's power in the word no. There's this, it's a powerful word, no. Uh, So I think I was really young, 11, 12, somewhere around there when somebody offered me. I saw a ball, like a ball this big, wrapped in a it was a white ball, and somebody said, "Here, want some?" I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's cocaine." I said, dude, I don't even. It's drugs. I'm definitely not gonna try that. I wouldn't even know how to try it. What am I gonna do? Eat it, right? Like a snowball. So I said no because I felt empowered. I had that knowledge, right? Me personally, I've never been a follower. Never in my life have I ever been a follower, right? People usually follow me, uh, but that's just my personality, right? Other people don't have that personality. They don't have that coping skill. They don't understand how to say no. They want to hurt. They'll hurt people's feelings. And me, like, no, I don't want to try it. Thank you very much. Keep it. It's all you. And it's always been like that. So then people, if they know your personality, they never offer you. Nobody's ever offered me blues or G or marijuana or nothing ever in my life, ever, because of my persona, my mannerism, my character, my personality, right? So not everybody has that, and that's fine. But how do we teach young generation to be your own person, right? Look at the beauty in life, right? Don't destroy your life by making a bad decision when people offer you trash. So that's the reality of it. Perry, good evening, Art. Have you ever took a subscriber out to interview with you? No, I've never had anybody interview with me ever, and I probably won't because it's like liability reasons. But one time, about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a mom, right, somebody watching my channel, she was a lady, right, single mom. Her son is 15. She messaged me and she said, "Hey, my son is very rebellious, fighting, arguing with me. Um, I think he's a follower. I don't want him to be led down the wrong path. I'm seeing your videos and this really scares me because I live in that community. I see this, right? So therefore my son is seeing it. Um, he doesn't have a father. It's just me. I'm working, so I can't always be with him. Can you do me a favor and talk to him?" So I said, "Sure." And so we met up, and I decided to take them on a tour, right? So the mom got in the back, the son in the front, and basically I just took them. I went up and down all the hot spots, and I just took a tour. I saw, look at that person right there. See that person? That's Gabby, right? She's 21 years old, right? She's been doing drugs since she was 16. Right? Her brother, so at that time, a year and a half ago, her brother is down the street. He's 20, right? He's been doing drugs since he was 16. Then I went over there, over here. See that guy right there? He's been in treatment centers 20 times. See that guy over there? See that gal over there? See, boom, boom, boom. Just kind of going in and out, zigzagging in, kind of cruising. And he's just listening, observing, respectful, just it's sinking in, right? So, so we did that for like an hour, and she said, "Thank you very much for talking to him. Thank you for the tour. I'm hoping that this helps him." Haven't heard from her ever since then. I hope and pray that the young man is doing better. I hope that she's doing better. But that's what this is for. This is who it's for those young people. Prevention through awareness. If he's aware of all the craziness that's out there, maybe he'll be like, "Oh, shoot, maybe maybe my friends offer me something. I'm gonna say no because I don't want to end up like those folks, right?" So I think that's what it's all about. um, do they have the dare programs in school still? um, I'm not sure. I really don't know, to be honest with you, but dare was a really good program. uh, if I was you guys with little kids in school, I would, why don't we have schools show these videos, right? Not my video, but just videos showing the craziness that's out there, right? Why don't they take junior high or high school kids, tour them through the jail, uh, take them to the medical examiner's, the coroner's office, right? It would probably be voluntary. Your parent have to sign a permission slip. Yes, go ahead and take my child to the coroner's office, right? The coroner, they do autopsies, right? And maybe that's what people need to see. Like they need to be scared straight, right? In the 70s and 80s, there's a program called Scared Straight. Um, juvenile detention facilities would take these little kids, right? I think they're tough. They think they think they're hard. They think they know it all, right? They're rebellious, all this. That's why they're in juvenile hall. They would take them to prison, and prisoners would volunteer to talk to them, scare them straight, scare the toughness out of them, right? So why don't we do that anymore? Why? Because it's offensive, it's racist, it's that's why. So programs like that work. Why do we don't do it? It's always politics. It's always politics, gang. The reason why we have it's been gotten crazy, politics. Trust me. Be careful who you vote for. Do a better job of researching the idiots you vote for. Because you gotta keep voting for the same people. And we can't same results, because you keep voting for the same people. Sue Griffin. I used to take my kids downtown to CCAS, which is Central Arizona Shelter Services, and some of the services that were available to the homeless. They were shocked. Right. So Sue Griffin took her children to the biggest shelter in Arizona. Outside of the shelter, you have people living in tents, living on the street. They're urinating, they're defecating, they're doing whatever they want to do. It's like a whole little world, you know. A mile away from the state capitol is where this is all happening, mind you, right? A mile away from the half a mile from the Phoenix Police Department. This is all so it's its own little world, needles and drugs and assaults. And last year, somebody lost their life out there. They were shot, and it's it's crazy, right? Been down there a few times. Why aren't they touring, right? Why aren't schools driving through there, right? Showing these kids, how people live, right? One bad choice, one mistake can lead you down this path. So it's politics. That's why. Righteous Monkey, great live art. I'm going to bed now. Busy day tomorrow. Stay blessed and good night. Have a good night, Righteous Monkey. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Stay blessed. Chris, Phoenix has gone to crap. Super Bowl is coming. Yeah, the Super Bowl. So I don't watch the NFL. I used to be a season ticket holder. I don't watch. I haven't watched them for like 5 years. Um, I don't really watch sports anymore. I used to be the biggest sports fan of all time. I remember the good old days. Um, I was able to ignore when excuse me, I was able to ignore when athletes were um, DUIs, breaking the law left and right. Right, I could ignore that. I was ignoring that, right, because I love football. I love sports, so I could ignore their imperfections, right? People doing just crazy things that you wouldn't expect a professional athlete that's making millions to do, but they're human. I understand. Uh, so I would ignore that. But the thing that really broke the camel's back is when they started kneeling the flag. So I kind of that really I didn't like that. So keep kneeling. I'll keep kneeling on you. So I kind of don't really watch sports anymore. Um, I found out that I saved a lot of time and a lot of money because I was buying a lot of jerseys, a lot of hats, a lot of merchandise, right, for NBA, NFL, the MLB, baseball. So yeah, I miss football, but I don't miss the politics. Danielle Williams, how long have blues been on the streets? I've never even heard of about it until I started watching videos. Excuse me. So gosh, I can it's hard to put a timeline because I've never lived that life, but I would say what? Let's say 10 years ago for sure. 10 years ago there was an opiate crisis, right? Like real opiates. So let's say I had a bad back. I would go to my doctor and say, "Hey doctor, 10 years ago. Hey doctor, my back hurts. It's really painful. Can you alleviate my pain?" So the doctor would prescribe you painkillers, whether it's Percocets or oxycodone or fentanyl, because fentanyl is a uh, medicinally used medication, whether it's patches or pills. There are fentanyl, legit fentanyl, right? So around this time, marijuana is going to be legalized, right? Do you remember back then marijuana is going to be legalized in some states? So that's when the opiate addiction, the opiate crisis is happening throughout the country. People are consuming opiates, real opiates, and then the doctor cuts them off, right? Because the doctor's like, oh shoot, I've created an addict. I have to cut you off. And so the addict is like, what the heck? I need those pills because I'm an addict. And the doctor says no. So the addict goes to the black market, to drug dealers. And the drug dealers, I remember 10 years ago, they were breaking into Walgreens and just stealing a bunch of oxycodone back then, Percocets. They're breaking into everything, taking that stuff because those pills were like $40 per pill, $30 per pill. So it was a lot of money, right? You had people breaking into their families' medicine cabinets and taking those opiates and selling them on the streets for 40, 50, 40, $30 a pill. So again, remember, marijuana is legalized. So the marijuana profits for the cartels went down drastically, right? Because marijuana is legal in the U.S. So they said, what are we gonna do now? Oh, Americans love opiates, right? So um, that's when they jumped in to fill that void, and they started buying. And this is about, I don't know, let's say stick with 7 years ago, around there, right? Nothing, not a for sure timeline, but police have told me this. DEA has told them. I remember talking to a Phoenix police officer, and he's kind of giving me like a timeline. So about 7 years ago, that's when the cartels filled that void by ordering chemicals from China, right? Like pure fentanyl powder, and then uh, they buy it from them. They take it out into the jungle in Mexico and they process counterfeit pills, right? They're going to look like real Percocets or real oxycodone or real whatever, but they're really not, right? So that's kind of a timeline there to give you an idea. So like right now, there were a lot of doctors that were going to jail. A lot of doctors went to prison because they were handing out prescriptions left and right. So 10 years ago. So the DEA has really clamped down on the doctors, giving out opiates left and right. So what I'm finding out in the street, like I've never met anybody that says, "Oh yeah, I take the real opiates, right? I take the real oxycodones." Like that. That doesn't exist. Why would you pay 20, $30 for a pill, a real pill, a real fentanyl pill, when you could buy one for $1, $2, right? Or you're not gonna buy one, you're gonna buy a bunch, right? You're gonna buy 20, whatever, however much money you have, right? The more you buy, the cheaper they get. So, so I've never ran into anybody that's using real pills. Blue Thunderbird, I'm a recovering addict. I've seen it and done it. Thankfully, I'm clean for 2 years and 18 days. Keep going, Blue Thunderbird. That's awesome. That's amazing. Congratulations. I applaud your efforts to stay clean. Keep going and pay it forward. Brendan Kahaloki, what's good, Art? I just wanted to stop by and say hi to everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. So, gang, Brendan, I interviewed Brendan a year and a half ago, and interviewed him and his girlfriend, Sabri, and they're both in the depths of addiction. Brendan has been clean since November. Congratulations, Brendan. That's awesome. I'm proud of you, man. Keep going. Thank you for checking in. Uh, keep going, keep fighting, and I think that's phenomenal. I think that's really awesome that you're able to stay get clean, and now you got to fight to stay clean, right? So that's great. Working in the fields in Bakersfield, there is lots of hardworking addicts. Toki 4203. Um, so when I'm kind of parked, right, and I'm kind of observing my surroundings, I'm like, okay, that car right there is a dealer, right? And there's a group of consumers, right? People are addicted, doing blues. Here's a car that's dealing. And then I'll also see construction workers. I'll see people, just normal people. They look like me and you. They don't have that look of being out in the street and being really far in the depths of addiction. But they'll get off, they'll park, get off, hand somebody in broad daylight, right? No, they're not worried of being seen, nothing. Broad daylight, they'll hand somebody money and they'll go like that, right? Go like that, and just some pills fall off, 5 pills, 10 pills, whatever. Construction workers, people in nice cars, people that look clean. It's amazing, right? So you guys have to be aware that it's not just those people out in the street, right? It's not just them. They're far along in their addiction. The people on the street are far along in their addiction. They don't care about their appearance, about if they shower. They don't care if they ate. They don't care about none of that stuff, right? Because they're far along in their addiction. The people that I'm seeing, like, that are normal people, right? Hard workers, they're beginning their journey. They're at the beginning of it, right? It's going to progress ever so increasingly. It's going to increasingly get worse, basically, right? And eventually, I'm going to see them out there in the street because they're going to lose everything. So, because it's like a gradual progression towards worse, not better. So, it's really sad because I'm like, man, that dude does he have a wife and kids, and he looks like he's working, so he's still functioning. He's a functioning addict, but at what point? do the wheels fall off and he's not able to function anymore, and he loses his family, he gets divorced, he loses his children, he loses his car, he sells his soul because of these pills. At what point does that happen? It happens at different points for different people, according to what I've heard, what people have told me, right? So it's really scary when people say it's never going to happen to me, my family's good. You're the one it's going to happen to, right? Maybe not you personally, but it's going to because you're so nonchalant and um, you think it's not going to affect you. You're the because your guard is down, right? You're too confident. Don't do that. You're just asking for trouble. Yenny Vargas. I work at the club, and I believe the DJ is on it. Um, yeah, he won't be DJing for a long time if he continues down that path. But sad. Brendan, it's insane how people start to not notice how much the addiction can take over the functioning addict. I used to have a full time job and didn't notice how much dependency I had on them. That's true, Brendan. That's true, man. But you know what? That's history. Go forward and don't go back. Yenny says, I've known managers and I've seen them on the streets. So sad. Wow. Toki says, I thought I would never get hooked. Toki says, I'm behind on my house payments because of drugs. Toki, go to get help. Seek help, right? There's lots of help out there. You just have to have the courage and strength to ask for help. It is, gosh, I've been talking to you guys. It's going to be 8 o'clock. God, I've been talking to you guys for an hour and a half. Time goes by so quick. It's like I've been sitting here for 5 minutes, but it's an hour and a half. Wow. It's insane. Michael Webb, we fed Miggs and Carla today. My fiance had spotted them out for them wipes and toilet paper as well. Awesome, Michael. Thank you very much. I appreciate you helping people. That's awesome. So cool. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for spending your Sunday with me, a portion of your Sunday with me. You guys have a good rest of your week. I'm going to try to do lives at least 2 times a week, like during the week, maybe once during the weekend, just to stay in touch with you, in tune, right? With you guys. But you guys have a good night. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys spending time with me. You have a good work week. We'll talk very soon, okay? Bye, everybody.